Day I'm hustling, 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 hustling,
It's your
hustling,
boy,
hustling,
Ski.
hustling, 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 every
Oh, welcome back to the Matrix. You're not just in the Matrix, you are the Matrix. How's it feel, Neo? And today, we got ourselves a banger, as Bitcoin has officially completed the magical fairy dust Bitcoin halving. And effectively, the inflation has went from this part's the big deal right here. There's no magical day other than I think it's tomorrow's 420, right? That might be a magical day for some of you. But today, it's not a magical day. However, what this is significant is because the inflation on Bitcoin per year just went from 1.6%, which is less than gold, to 0.8%, less than half of that of gold. So that part is a big deal because if you watched my last video, we talked about it. We talked about the only thing that matters for price. The only thing that matters for price. And people speculate. There are three boxes: supply and demand, narrative, and fundamentals. The only box that matters for price and price alone equals supply and demand. Well, one could speculate that the demand for Bitcoin is the same, but the supply of what is available is now half. That part is a big deal. That's economics 101, ladies and gentlemen. Tigger Media says, I'm half the man I used to be. Well, you're better than most. If we only could just be half the man. Yo, here we go. Time for a brewski with broski. 1K in VET, Crow or LCX. Oh. Kill him. I would probably go with VET. Let me look. Hold up. Let him cook. I'd probably go with VET because I think that VET, I mean, those are all fundamentally. What's next? Good idea. Let me look at this real quick, and then we're going to go into the TA for Bitcoin. Let me just take a little quick peep at VET. Because I think they're all fundamentally like really good, solid projects. But I think that in the charts, VET is the most has the most value as far as upside potential where it's at right now. So I would probably pick VET of those. Nursing a half chub in anticipation for a Solnick skyrocketing. I got a full chub. I got a full Nick Chubb and anticipation for Solnick skyrocketing. My first pick is VT only because it hasn't moved yet also. Well, and the charts fundamentally, this looks great. This is classic Wyckoff accumulation. Back test of the prior range. Really good. Get ready for a downtrend until maybe July. The unknown 101. All right, so Bitcoin. Let's get into it. Let's get into Bitcoin. What is next for Bitcoin? Everyone seems like they're pretty much here now. So, the magical fairy unicorn dust day has officially happened. Woo!
But the cream will rise to the top, oh yeah.
But what is next in the actual charts? So let's talk about it, and let's look at it. All right. So, in past iterations, so I can only look at the past and give us clues for the future, and I can look at what the charts are looking like, in general. So let's look at the past, because everyone thinks they have this conception that the halving is, boom, rockets and Lambos, 300x in a single day, baby. Let's go, right? All right, so here's the halving, right? So let's look at the past, okay? And nothing happened. And I've said this, and I've been very consistent. I've been saying that it's going to be a nothing burger, right? So let's look at the past halving. It was 150 days before it actually started going. You could count this right here if you want to count this too. I mean, this was a 30%. I mean, that ain't nothing. That's 3 years of stock market gains. So let's count this. 70 days before it actually got moving, right? On the prior iteration. What about the prior iteration? We actually had a significant correction. We're talking the Rolex wearing 31% correction. Okay, that is significant. If Bitcoin corrected 31% tomorrow, your guys' hairs, some of your guys' hairs would be on fire. But until we started getting into the next range, 142 days. 142 days. What about the prior iteration on Bitcoin? Yes. Long story short, I believe that June is going to start to be like a shift, right? But probably July or August before things actually start to get rocking and rolling. And the prior Bitcoin halving was 44 days. So the least amount of time that we have ever had before we start getting parabolic and we start getting into the actual real deal sex appeal bull run was 44 days. And the longest was like 170 days. So that is what we have to go off of, right? So now looking at the specific charts on right now, and I'm going to give you guys my analysis on this. I don't think it looks like I'm super bullish. Let me preface this. Any pullbacks at this stage in the game are going to be short-lived, and we are going to have, it's going to be the shortest amount of time before you're actually in the green. So any pullbacks at this time, I am very bullish on. That being said, I think that things could definitely get worse before they get better. Okay? Now, seemingly, we have found a little bit of support, maybe off of the hopium of this magical day. Seemingly, we have found a little bit of support at this prior resistance. But it's not very much, right? It's hard to even call it resistance because we were only there for 6 days before we actually broke out. Okay, so seemingly right now, we are finding support here at the prior resistance. That is a good thing. This is my line in the sand. If we break 59,000, which we poked it 2 times, if we break through 59,000, we will absolutely be catching minimum the next target, which I've had my 3 targets. And again, let me preface, any pullbacks are bullish and they will be short-lived before we actually get into the real bull market. In every single prior iteration, we're looking at 44 days to 180 days before things actually get going. Okay? Typically, this time frame is boring. But you guys know what I say. Buy the boredom and buy the blood, fade the FUD. Okay, so 61K target. This was the first target that we had. I put this out on my Patreon probably almost a month ago when we were in the 70K range. We have hit that. That could be it. However, if we break through the line in the sand, which is 59,000, we will absolutely hit target number 2, which is 56,000. Short term, I am very bearish, and it's going to be bearish and boring. But in the medium term even, I am extremely bullish, and I will be accumulating aggressively at this stage of the game, because like we have probably about 18 months. Not gonna happen, it's too obvious. I don't know, bro. That's hard to say because everybody and their brother said it was different this time. It's different this time, bro. It's different this time. Except maybe not actually. Why are you bearish? I'm bullish medium term, long term, but why am I bearish short term? Because we were absolutely extremely hot. Okay? This right here, let's look on the weekly chart. This right here is not sustainable. When you have out of, let's call it 29 weekly candles, you have 2, now 4. So out of 31 weekly candles, there is 4 red candles. This is not sustainable. That's reason number 1 in the very short term, right? Medium term, long term, I am very bullish. In the short term, this is bearish. And every single halving too, reason number 2, every single halving, there was significant corrections. These orange lines right here are the prior halvings, okay? The prior halvings. Every single time before this, there was significant corrections. 60 days before up to 60 days after. I'm talking 40 to 50% corrections. Okay, so this was C19, this was before, but it happens after as well. It happens after as well. This is the prior iteration back in 2016. We had a 30% correction, 31% correction, and from this high, it was a 40% correction. Okay, what about the prior iteration? And again, each time, it was boring for multiple weeks, months, before it actually got rocking and rolling. Months of boredom before it actually got rocking and rolling. All right, so that is reason number 2. This is way different. This is way different. No, it's not, my friend. Everyone says it's different. It's not. It's the same shit, different toilet. Everyone says, okay, so let me just stop you before you even say anything. Let me guess what you're going to say. It's different this time because Bitcoin made a new all-time high before the halving. That is technically correct, but not structurally, it is not. So when we look on the weekly chart, so this is understanding the difference between a wick and the structural move. So here is the structural move on a weekly chart. It's different this time, right? So right here at this line is the prior all-time high. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pokes above it. Wicks. Understanding the difference between a wick and the structural move. And 6 rejections at the prior all-time high. This is not a breakout. We could get a breakout. This is not a breakout. This is 6 rejections whilst the RSI was at 93 on a weekly RSI. That is not sustainable. While having rocking and rolling 27 of 29 candles weekly in a row, green. That is not sustainable. It's different this time. No, it's not. This is the same exact structural move that happened right here, that happened right here. The same structural move that happened right here, right before the halving. The only difference is it was overextended. That's it. A little bit more steam. That's the only difference. Why are you so mad? I ain't mad. Bull run over. The bull run has not even started. The bull run has not even started. That's what I'm saying. This move right here is this same move right here. Okay? Listen, I was here during this, and I can promise you, all your favorite crypto creators, listen, all your favorite crypto creators on Twitter, there wasn't TikTok back then, on Twitter, on YouTube, they thought that this was the bull run. This is not the bull run. This is the retracement. Okay, let's look at the how high did it go? It did a 3x. Okay, it's different this time. It's different. Maybe not so much. A 3x. 3.5x. Thank you for the confetti, the donuts. This is not the bull run. Correct. I agree. This is not the bull run. This is the retracement. This is the lots of steam before the actual bull run starts. Okay? Same thing. You have the same thing over here. To the 618. Lots of steam. Correction before the actual bull market starts. Same thing again. Lots of steam. Correction before the actual bull run starts. The bull run has not started. Get ready for boredom, though, for like 2 months minimum. Get ready for a little bit of blood. 2 months minimum. As many as 6 months. So buy or wait. The best thing to do is to DCA, dollar cost average. The best thing to do is to dollar cost average. Here are my targets. 61K target has been met. 56K is very likely. 48K is after that. And honestly, at that point, you just hope because you could easily get back into the low 40s. It seems pretty... these are my aggressive targets. Cost averaging in and out, how you make money. Because you accumulate when it's boring, you accumulate when it's bloody. Most of my accumulation was 16K, 17K, 18K, 19K, 20K, 21K, 22K, 23K, 24K, 25K. I accumulated all this from the time that Luna collapsed all the way through until the war in Israel was my last big accumulation. All of this I accumulated. All of this was boring. Everybody's wife's boyfriend said it was going to 12K. Don't listen to the wife's boyfriend. Is the poor man's tool. I don't know, bro. I bought the bottom. Did you? Or did you wait for 12K? It's a little different. Bitcoin all-time high before the halving. Yeah, not really. Technically, yes. Not really. Not actually. Not structurally. This is not the bull run. I agree. Thoughts on XRP this bull run? $5 to $11. Are you all in on leverage? You seem very confident. No, I'm not leverage trading. I just accumulate. I mean, I do leverage trade, but not the majority of my portfolio is accumulation. But Jim Cramer said moon. Damn it. But yeah, buckle up. Like, things are going to be boring, but this is where your opportunities are. Opportunities are boring and opportunities are bloody. Those are opportunities. This right here, though, in the 90s, in the 70s, we were on CoinMarketCap, was, I mean, like, it's not now. Like, we're not in greed anymore. We're at neutral, but we were in the 90s for like a hot minute. Best chance do a 30x. You need some lower market caps for that. Nothing in the top 10 is going to 30x. Almost nothing. Puts on Jim Cramer, yeah. Do you have Bitcoin inflation adjusted chart? No. what broker to use. I use I'll sell you my bag of XRP, $4 each. I use BingX and MEXC are the main two, like for trading, and then for accumulating or like to my bank, I would say I use Uphold and Coinbase. Those are the main four ones, but I'm not married to any exchange. Like, you gotta, like, don't be loyal to these exchanges, because guess what? Like, here's the main difference between exchanges and banks, because they're basically a modern day bank. You have to understand is, like, a modern day bank, you have insurance. If your bank gets robbed, you have insurance up to $250,000 that's backed by the government. Or if your bank goes out of business, you're backed up to $250,000. The main risk with using an exchange, or rather like holding your money there, there's no insurance. So if they go under, and we've seen lots of them go under, like, it's easy to forget now that things are good again. It's easy to forget, but I have not forget, like, all of these different exchanges, BlockFi, Voyager, FTX, all of the exchanges going out of business, and it happens every single cycle. I'd rather trade decentralized. Yeah, I agree. You can actually trade on, okay, so here's some good ones that you can trade decentralized. You can actually trade on Jupiter, and Margex are decentralized exchanges that you can use. Jupiter, which I'm a fan of Jupiter. I think they have a really good platform. They actually have, I think it's in perps, maybe. Yeah. So this is short for perpetual futures. There's a few things that you can go long and short, like you can long a few tokens decentralized. You can do Bitcoin, Ethereum, you know, there's a few that you can do decentralized. Trader Joe. Newsflash, buy Solnic. Facts. That's your best chance to get a 30x or more. You want to check out a project that looks really cool? You could check out whatever projects. Yeah, I love Jupiter's. You think Bitcoin hits 150K this year or next year? Greek God, I would say, if my thesis is correct, right? If my thesis is correct, here's the caveat. Because I could be wrong, right? So my thesis is we're going to back test all of this. This is my oversimplification of what's going to happen, right? This to me looks like Wyckoff distribution. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. But essentially, I think that we're going to back test this, be boring before the actual bull market starts, right? If my thesis is correct, the answer is yes. Like, I think that we will reach 150,000. As high as 207,000 is my price target for Bitcoin. If I'm wrong and we just rip through the next leg, I don't think so. I think it'll be about 88K, maybe 102,000. Swift coin looks like it has some real potential. Thoughts on Shiba? Listen, I'm going to keep it a buck with you, all right? If you go on, all right, here's a rule of thumb for alts. If you go on Crypto Bubbles or Coin Market Cap and something is on, a meme coin is on the top 25, top 50, like, it's too late, fam. All of the gains, or most of the gains, have already been had. So can Pepe do a 5 to 10x? Sure. But are you going to, or not Pepe, Shiba. Can Shiba do a 5 to 10x from here? Sure, it can. But it's a top, like, it's literally a top 11 coin. And if you take out Tether and USDC, which are stable coins, it's number 9. like the 9th ranked coin based on market cap, which means the amount of money that is already invested into it is number 9 of 23,000 different coins. So this idea, or people have this idea that Shiba is this low market cap gem that's going to 1000x. It's not. It's like right up there with Bitcoin. Not quite, but it's right up there literally with XRP. It's right up there literally with Cardano. Like neck and neck with Cardano. That's what Shiba is. Like, do you think that Cardano is going to 1000x? I think that Cardano is a really good project and it has lots of good value. Same thing for AVAX. I think that AVAX is a really good project with lots of value. Do I think it's going to 1000x? No. Like, it's literally in the same amount of, like, you should view Shiba how you view these two. These are blue chips. You're missing all the stuff the Shiba team is working on right now. Listen, okay, and I went over this in my last video. I'm not shitting on Shiba. Shiba will probably do a 10x. 10x is not nothing, right? That's freaking, that's, what is that? 50 years of stock market gains, 70 years of stock market gains. That's not nothing. That ain't nothing. I'm not shitting on Shiba. Okay, but here's the reality. Here's the reality, okay? And I'm going to show you guys. I just went over this in my last video. There are 3 things. Okay, so this is what people think equal price. So there's like 3 boxes. And these boxes are each and every one of them. It's like a man's brain. Men have box brains, right? And every box, none of them touch. The boxes never touch. This is how prices and coins are. You have supply and demand. This box will never touch narrative. This supply and demand box will never touch fundamentals. Supply and demand is the only box that matters for price. That's it. That's it. The nothing box is full. That's it, right? Supply and demand is the only box that matters for price. That's it. Sometimes these boxes can be one box, but in reality, the only box that matters for price is supply and demand. And what does that mean? It means, are people buying more than they are selling? Are people selling more than they are buying? And is the supply constant, or is the supply being inflated? All right, example. This is the only box that will ever matter for price. That's it. Forever. Forever and ever and ever and ever. It does not matter. Example. If we look at Dogecoin. What does Dogecoin do fundamentally? What is the narrative for Dogecoin? Dogecoin is in the nothing box. That's right. It doesn't do anything. And there is no maximum supply on Dogecoin. None. Infinite, right? Can you guys see this? Let's zoom down. There we go. Can you guys see that? Infinite. Maximum supply. Infinite. Whoops. Infinite maximum supply on Dogecoin. That's the maximum supply. But, and I'm not shitting on Dogecoin. Dogecoin has a $22 billion market cap. Why is that? What does that mean? That means that all of the money that is invested into Dogecoin right now equals $22.3 billion. If this was a stock, it would be on the S&P 500. Okay, what does that mean? Dogecoin doesn't do anything, but it went absolutely parabolic. Why did it go absolutely parabolic? Because people were buying it more than they were selling it. That's it. Supply and demand. That's the end of the story. That's it. That's the only thing that matters for price. So when people say for Shiba, you don't know what the developers are doing. I don't care. It's already number 11. All right. XRP, $5 to $11 in my opinion. could you go and record this and upload? I might have to go. I don't want to miss this stream. Raven, this will be available on YouTube. I'm live on YouTube right now as well, and the replay will be available as well. We are 33 minutes deep. So there you go. 33 minutes deep. You can start from there. Is Veracity a good hold? I like Veracity. XLM, $3. Thoughts on XLM? And I think XLM is solid. LCX also I think is a solid play. This is what I would say for XLM. People have this idea that it's a people have an idea that XLM is a sort of what's the word I'm looking for? It's a backup plan for XRP. But in reality, XRP and XLM trade identically. They are the same. Solnic. Solnic is my #1 meme coin. That's not actually a meme. Bitcoin keeps bouncing at 59K. It's too strong. We'll see. You say it keeps. It's done it like twice. We'll see. It's in diapers. MAGA's in a buy zone. Is MAGA in a buy zone? Let me see. It's getting there. Yeah, it's below the 236. Here, I'll give you guys some more gems. You ready? This is if you pull a fib from top to bottom. So in order to do that on TradingView, by the way, this is what I think is going to happen for MAGA. If you pull a fib, you click the third tab down, you go from top, click that to the bottom, click that, right? Here is what I use. This is my rule of thumb. If a coin is below the 0.5 Fibonacci, it is okay to accumulate. You are good to go on accumulation. All right. If a coin is below the 0.5, as long as the tokenomics are good, it is good to go to accumulate. If you are below the 236, that is a fire sale. And you are extra good to go to accumulate. That is the ideal time to accumulate, is if something is below the 236 with fundamentals and good tokenomics, or just good tokenomics, honestly. Because again, supply and demand, that's the only thing that matters. So this below the 236 is a fire sale. All right, and then above the 236, below all-time highs, is a hodl for me. I'm not going to be accumulating this. Just hodl. Right? It's just a hodl for me. And then above the all-time highs, or sometimes even at the 702, you want to start to de-risk. 618, you want to start to de-risk. But it's certainly when you start getting into price discovery, that's when you want to start to DCA out. And that's when you want to DCA out and start to take profit. Take profit. So that's like my general rule of thumb. This like very system right here has made me lots of money. Price prediction for VRA is 20 cents. Thoughts on ICP? I like the technology of ICP. I'm not a huge fan of their tokenomics. Thoughts on Netflix? Like the chart? You want me to look at the chart? Is that what you're asking? MAGA is similar to Solnic. Yeah, I think MAGA is ahead of Solnic, technically. Could VRA hit 50 cents? My target's about 20 cents. Is XRP better than ETH? Technology-wise, yes. Price wise, like potential ROI, yes. Yeah, I don't think that there's anything that Ethereum is better than XRP at. Honestly. I'm done with Ethereum. You want to get me riled up? Like, I'm done with Ethereum. We done with the 90s. We done with the gas fees. We done with the high gas fees. Doge up 10% currently. What would you say about AGIX? It passed all-time high, but the cap is still low. We appreciate your time, bud. Let's look at AGIX real quick. What about Solana? I like Solana. I didn't like Solana. But they've made me a believer. Okay, so like this to me is wave number 2, and this is what you'll see is it'll go like parabolic, reaccumulate, or Wyckoff accumulation. You get your sign of strength, your back test of the prior range, and then you go parabolic. You go on a run. Okay, we got all the way to the 2618, got rejected. Like 2618 is definitely a common place to get rejected. And then it's down pretty, pretty significantly. This could be it. 1618 is a typical place to backtest, and honestly, it backtested the prior range. What I like to see for this is like really fill out the whole back prior range or the prior all-time high, right? That's what I like to see, and reaccumulate like the same exact structural thing that happened right here. This is what, like, when you see this and then you have a little sign of strength, back test of the prior range, that to me is really good. And then you're back in accumulation and you're working on a new wave. So in that case, you know, you could expect it to, on the next wave, to get to about 277. Bullish on Proppy. Yeah, I like Proppy. What do you think the buying zone for Solana? Let's take a look at Solana. Solana's been a hot performer. Like, it definitely outperformed where it got all the way to the 786. I mean, it's at the 0.5 right now. Not bad. It's probably going to come back to the 382. If you could get this around $100, like, that would be a good deal. I'm going to say under 130 is okay to accumulate. Around $100 would be ideal, and then if it's possible to go all the way back to the 60s, that would be a steal. So that would be my targets for Solana. I don't think it's going to go back there. I think that $100 could happen, but under 130 would be the value. Jasmine, please. Thoughts on Viat? I like Viat. What is this music right now? We got like, what's going on? Oh, the song's over anyways. All right, Jasmine, this is a pretty clean chart. Now, I don't know about the tokenomics on Jasmine, but this is classic Wyckoff accumulation with your sign of strength. Back test of the prior range, you could expect that, especially if I'm right on Bitcoin and Bitcoin gets a little bit more blood. You could expect Jasmine to get into the 1 cent range. This right here, the same structure is what I look for, honestly. Yeah, 55K is about the target. Now, and again, though, even right now, you're well below the 236, which is good. Like, you're still in a good accumulation zone. And then you'd be looking at 12 cents would be your upside targets, and then you'd be getting into the 60 cents if it wants to go parabolic. But right now, like, structurally, this is the same exact chart to me. As someone said, Link, this is the Link chart right here. It's the same chart because this is Wyckoff accumulation, and this is what I teach. This this is what I teach on my Patreon, but this is what I look for. I look for, honestly, good fundamentals, good tokenomics, and a clean technical chart. This to me is a clean technical chart. All right, so let's look at Link, and I'll show you like same thing. This is the same exact chart as Link that we have in here. Let's get rid of all this. So same thing though. Like this is your Wyckoff accumulation. Same thing. Wyckoff accumulation. Then you have your sign of strength. Your sign of strength. And then you start to back test the prior range. That's what we could expect. We might get a little bit higher. We could get into here. But structurally, it's the same move. Link is a little bit ahead of Jasmine structurally. But after that, you start getting into the next phase. You kind of gruel up. Do one of these. So, like, we could get into here. Start to, like, gruel up before it, like, starts to really make another leg higher. So there you go. Gala. Okay, Gala. I like Gala, but I know that the tokenomics are off. Like, they've inflated the supply. Solana price prediction, 420. Downside, I think that under 130 is value. And then $100 is very good value for accumulation. ARB. This is a little too hype. Where'd my music go? Thoughts on Rio, LTC, Soul Wick to 1,000. Yeah, I mean it's possible. Honestly, 420 is my more conservative target, and then 711 I think is my medium target, and then 1,000 could happen. But I wouldn't bank on that, and you don't want to bank on Wix either. Alejandra, I like COQ. Thoughts on XLM? XLM solid. You don't like helium? Helium's fine. I have a helium miner. It doesn't mind helium anymore. What was I looking up? Oh, ARB. I don't like this chart though. Wow, that's crazy. So we got to price discovery. Yeah. I mean, that's insane. Like all the way back into the depths of the accumulation. This is a good value though, honestly, at below the 0.5. I mean, I'm bullish on, fundamentally, I'm bullish on any layer 2. But man, if you could have got that at 86 cents, that was a really good deal. But yeah, this is still a good value for ARB. Let me give you a projection. If it wants to go parabolic, you're probably looking at about $5 for the next wave. Gala prediction, 38 cents. ARB versus Optimism. I think they're both solid. I personally use Optimism a bit more. So I would default just off of like they've onboarded me with airdrops for Optimism, but I think they're both solid, honestly. I'm bullish on all layer 2s. Can you look at ILV only has 10 mil supply. All right, we'll look at ILV. Let's look at XYO because I'm curious on that chart. I haven't looked at this one in a while. Same thing. This is a clean chart right here. This is like the structure that I look for with fundamentals and good tokenomics. This is the same chart as Link. Like same chart over and over and over and over again. And people like laugh at me because they're like, oh, you do Wyckoff for crypto? It's like, yeah, because it keeps showing up, bro. Because what Wyckoff is, Wyckoff is the psychology. This is the measurement of the psychology of money and investing. That's what we're doing. You're measuring the psychology of investing. That's it. So this is Wyckoff accumulation. Okay, this is what you would signal like a rounded bottom. This is a strong indication that a bottom is in. And then the next phase is your markup phase. So you go like, here's the oversimplification. You go from accumulation, markup, aka bull run, distribution, aka the top, and then you're marked down. And you just do this over and over and over again. This happens over and over again. So yeah, like looking at this chart, like this is clean to me. And I think my retracement is still 4.8 cents. And then price discovery is about 20 cents for XYO parabolic. But yeah, clean accumulation, sign of strength, back test the prior range. You're probably going to spend some time. Do you only invest in crypto? I do not. I have multiple rental properties. I have some stocks. I have a lot of precious metals, gold and silver. You know. Yeah, I'm not only. Yeah, we got some silver. I'm a big silver stacker. I buy gold. Thoughts on Rio? I think Rio is solid. Litecoin prediction. I'll take a look at the chart. I don't know off the top of my hand. XEC, $63 for parabolic. What confirmation are we looking for? Bitcoin is in an reversal from downtrend, or are we more? Heard a lot of people talk about 58K to 52K. So what confirmation are we looking? I think that it's going to do this again. Like this structure right here is what we're going to be looking for Bitcoin. But to me right now, what it's doing is the reverse of this. So if we look, and this is called distribution. So this is, to me, this looks like classic distribution. Which is right here. This phase. And then here's the schematics for it. Right here. Here's a classic example. So you have your buying climax, automatic reaction, secondary test, sign of weakness, up thrust. And then you work on the other one. So it would just go into the next phase, because this isn't just about like 4 years. This happens on a 4 hours. This happens on every single time frame. This same structure, the same like cycle. It happens in every market too, not just crypto. It happens in everything. But this happens on every single time frame. It doesn't. You could look at this on the hourly. You could look at this on a monthly. This happens over and over and over again. So to me, we're working on distribution in the micro, and we're going to start to gruel. We're going to work on the next phase, and we're going to gruel down. Do one of these and start to reaccumulate before we go into the next phase, which would be, again, the markup phase. You would get your sign of strength, your back test, and then you do that again. This right here happens over and over and over again. So that's what I'm looking for, personally. Theta Fuel. I like, yeah, 63 cents. Bamboozle. If I said $63, I didn't mean it. I meant 63 cents. What do you think about Bitcoin tomorrow? It's going to be boring. It's going to be the same. Nothing's going to happen. There's no magic to this day. Is HBAR really going to do good this time? I don't think so, to be honest. If you're looking for price, I don't think so. And I was a huge HBAR fan. I was a huge HBAR fan. I'm still a fan of the technology. but their tokenomics are not good. All right, ILV, same thing, same classic, and I even have it up here because like this is what I teach. Same thing, your classic accumulation. So retracement brings you to about $800, and then the max retrace is about $1,100. I think that that's probably what we're looking for ILV. Nvidia chart. I think Nvidia is pretty much tied to Bitcoin now. In the they have it on that's funny. LTC is boring. Yeah, this looks like distribution to me. This looks like distribution. We were pretty hot. All the way up to 89 on the daily RSI. 91 on the weekly RSI. Like, that doesn't happen. So you're probably going to backtest this whole range in here. Like, it's been crazy. I mean, this is a stock. It's not going to move like crypto, but I know that this is definitely tied to Bitcoin because of their chips. Yeah, I would say you're probably going to backtest this whole range in here. Let me look at Litecoin for my man. So if we go down, you think we'll accumulate for a few weeks, months? What does that mean for alts? I'm liking your style. First video of yours I've ever seen. Ty, yeah, thanks for hanging out with me, man. I appreciate you. But yeah, basically, whatever Bitcoin does, especially to the downside, the altcoins typically are going to, like, there's going to be some outliers, if you will, but generally, the general market, it's going to do at a minimum probably double the blood that you see in Bitcoin. And then some cases on stuff that's been really, really hot, really, really running, it's going to be, you know, 3 times, 4 times the blood of Bitcoin. And for me personally, this is a really good opportunity for the next coming months. And I'm always accumulating Bitcoin. I'm not a Bitcoin maxi, but I am a Bitcoin mostly. But what I hold for Bitcoin is different. What I'm buying for Bitcoin is for 20 years. Most of my altcoin portfolios for the next 18 months because of the ROI potential. And I think that it's going to be true when we have this, any sort of blood that we have for Bitcoin, we're going to have at a minimum double in the rest of the altcoins. And that to me is where the value ROI for the next bull run, or for the real bull run, I should say, is going to be ROI wise. All right, let's look at Litecoin. I forget which chart I used to use. Oh, here we go. Is there any altcoin that you're really confident in? I can tell you what I was accumulating and what I have my eye on during the blood that Bitcoin, when Bitcoin went to 59K, I got quant at $88, and I think that if you can get quant under $100, that's a really good deal. I got a little bit of Solana, I think at $128. I got some Solnic. I got my eye on AGI, or not AGIX, AVAX. I have my eye on, what else did I accumulate? Link, and VeChain were the main ones that I accumulated. I have my eyes on some. I have my eyes on a few altcoins. Do you think Bitcoin will ever come back to 25K? Very unlikely. It's not impossible. And I'll show you a scenario where it could happen. Okay, my man, who was asking? WYZY? Wizzy? This to me is pretty clean Wyckoff accumulation too. We haven't quite got the SOS, which for the way that this chart looks, we'd probably be looking. Well, we're actually on the weekly here. Let me go on the daily. Yeah, this is still an accumulation to me. The way that this chart looks, the SOS would probably bring you to 177. Retracement is 255, and if you want to get into price discovery, you're looking at 615. V-Chain, 69 cents. GRT. Oh, I like GRT as well. There's a lot of altcoins that I really like, and honestly, like, I just have them on my radar, and I just look for the blood, honestly. As long as nothing has like changed to where it's like, you know, this coin, as they printed 25 times the supply of what they're supposed to, or something like major like that. I just look for the blood. Let's see here. Fetch AI, worry buying, or wait for ASI. Fetch AI, worry buying, or wait for ASI. So what are they supposed to do with all of your coins? Like, what's the deal with that? Okay, so I'll say fundamentally, FET, AGIX, Ocean, I think that that's very bullish that they're joining. But the question to me is, or it's potentially very bullish, what are they doing? So I don't know. What are they doing with all of your coins? Are you being dropped? Is it like an airdrop? Is it a 1-for-1? How's that work? Because I don't know. LCX prediction. Caspa is one that I have my eye on too for a pullback, because I thought that Caspa was super parabolic and very much overheated, and I had my target for about 7 cents is the very low end of things. This is a decent accumulation zone though, to be honest. If you can get it under 11 cents, like, this is pretty good. But yeah, I think the next wave would bring you to about 30 cents, as high as 40 cents. FET is 1-to-1. AGIX and Ocean are going to be 0.43. Well, I mean, yeah, if they're going to drop it to you, I think it's fine to keep accumulating. It probably should, honestly. Because I know for sure, like, AGIX to me, it's not bad right now where it's at as far as like value. But Ocean was one that I had my eye on. Or no, I'm thinking of Rose. But this isn't bad. I mean, you're below the 0.5. See what I mean, though? Like, it's the same shit. Like, accumulation, sign of strength, grueling up, and then your next sort of wave. I'll just say, of the three of these, which do I think is the best value, chart-wise? How about that? I'm pretty bullish on that news, though. All right, AGIX, and then what was the next one? FET? Yeah, I would say of those, Ocean is the best value. Yeah, I would say of the three, Ocean is the best value technically. Thoughts on Pendle Flare? ETF May or August? Probably in August, honestly, because, like, in my opinion, the actual bull run will be in August. Okay, so Flare hit price discovery. It's gonna go. I mean, it's gonna start doing reaccumulation. in my opinion. So I don't know how deep this could go. There's not too much. Like, you would hope that it gets held here, but if it doesn't, like, you could easily get into the 0.5 and before you start your next wave. But let's say this is it right here. Your next wave would take you to about 11 cents. Oh yeah, Pendle. Pendle is parabolic. I would consider taking profit. Because this could get really bloody. Like, especially when you see like just straight line up. Like, when it goes up like that, like, that's typically how it comes back down. So it would not be weird at all to fill all of this up. And again, start like sort of the next wave, if you will. So like straight line up, it would not be weird at all to see this before you start to make the next wave. I'm not a financial advisor, but I would consider taking profit. And then, like, after it goes back down, like, you're going to have another wave again. So, I mean, I could project it. The fuck? It just made me do a little math quiz there. TikTok did. But yeah, I could project it for you. Let's see. So if it did fill out the next range, I mean, this is a loose projection here, but your next wave would be about $20. So if it's going to, like you said, get to $100, it would take multiple waves to do so. Like 5 or 6 waves. VeChain, I'm bullish on VeChain for sure. Would be the breakup scenario next MAGA bull leg. Everyone's talking about if we hold like 67K for a week. Meld up for the alt season. Yeah, no, that's right. So whatever, if Bitcoin makes another leg higher, that's when you're going to see everything else melt up, if, like you said. And for me, what I would like to see for it to be like, I'm wrong on my thesis, which is, I mean, it happens. It definitely happens. But it would be a weekly, this is what I want to see to invalidate my thesis. Cleanly. It's like clean, nope, you're dead ass wrong. On a weekly chart, what I want to see is a body. Not a wick. So we had 6 wicks, right? Not this, not this, not this. Body close. I want to see a body close above 70K. The whole body. That to me would invalidate my thesis. And it's like, okay, we're going to go for another leg. And it would look like this. You know, whatever. You know, this is a lovely drawing, right? But there you go. You get the idea. That's what I would look for to completely invalidate my thesis. $12. What, for MAGA? $12 for MAGA. I think probably the next wave it could get us to $12, honestly. Let's see. I think more, actually. Let me see. Yeah, like $17 And honestly, MAGA has hit the 3618 multiple times. It's even hit the 4236 multiple times. So you're looking at like $33, $38, $39 for the next wave. We celebrated Bitcoin hitting 38K and everyone's panicking when it hit 60K. That's facts. But that's what we were here accumulating. 20K, 16K, 17K, 18K, 19K, 20K, 21K. We accumulated all that. The boredom, the blood. Render a good buy zone. If I remember correctly, Render is working on the markdown phase. Let me see. I like Render. I was a big fan of Render as well. Whoops. But it went on a pretty nice ride. Let me find a better chart. Yeah. It's going to I mean, it's on the back of the prior range here. But this could take some time. Like, it's in the markdown phase. What you would want to start to see, this could be it, but it's more guesswork right now before you start to see this. This is what you want to start to see. So, like, you know, if you start seeing that, that's when it's boring and basically like stable, like a stable coin. That's accumulation, and that would be the next sort of gearing up for the next phase. But right now, it went into price discovery. Yeah, I sold out a Render early. I think I sold some at like $10. Roger Stone is shilling MAGA hard. That's bullish. If Bitcoin makes another leg, it is. That's some high quality H2O. Should we do a giveaway? What do you think, Cliff? Should we do a giveaway? What are we at on likes? I haven't even looked. 3,800. XRP is my favorite stablecoin. Yeah. You gotta buy the boredom, buy the blood, fade the FUD. My cup looks super weird on the green screen. My alts are in good buy zones. You're buying now or you're waiting for the breakdown? No, Ty. You don't want to wait for the day that never comes. Like, I've already started aggressively accumulating. And I have, like, I'll show you. It's a good question. You don't want to wait for the day that never comes. Better to be a day early and $1 short than wait for the day that never comes. So 61K was my first target. So, like, each level, each tier that we get is the more aggressive, in addition to my normal dollar cost average. So every week, regardless of what's going on, I'm buying certain coins. But I have 3 tiers, and I will accumulate aggressively, more aggressively, depending on the tier. All right, let's do it. Let's do a giveaway. You guys want to do a giveaway? Should we do numbers or trivia? Yeah, Ty, I've already started to accumulate. Skied. Numbers. 1 vote numbers. 1 vote trivia. 2 votes numbers. 3 votes numbers. And then she says she's in. 4 votes numbers. Numbers it is. All right, let's do some numbers. How many Solnick should we give away here? Let's do for 20,000 Solnick. For 20,000 Solnick. Let me write down a number here. Good luck. All right, for 20,000 Solnick. If you're new here, I'm about to give away 20,000 Solnick, which is my favorite meme coin. All you have to do to win is guess the number that I just wrote down on the piece of paper between 1 and 100. I'm going to say 3, 2, 1, go. The first person to guess it right is the winner. All right, 3, 2, 1, go. 23 is the first, and that is not it. 93, 62, 50. Crypto Mason, 66, 33, 49, 17, 21, 38, 38, 28, 44, 47, 45, 10, 87, 39, 27, 35, 35, 40, 99. Okay, it is above 20, below 80. Pick the number that I wrote down between 1 and 100. It is above 20, below 80. 96, 62, 51, 51, 2, 8, 28, 13, 41, 40, 29, 62, 26, 58, 34, 40, 87, 69, 31. It is above 40, below 60. 54, 55, 72, 46, 56. Daniel is the winner. Chicken dinner. Daniel, congratulations.
But the cream will rise to the top, oh yeah.
Just hit me in the DMs, and I owe you 20,000 Solnick, my friend. Make sure you guys are spamming the like button. We'll do one more giveaway. Everyone got 56. No fair. Congrats to Daniel. LO, all the 56 after you said, yeah, they do that every time. It's like a little joke that they do. Every time someone gets the right answer, sometimes we do trivia, sometimes we do numbers, sometimes, well, typically I do a song at the end. Everyone guesses it. 17 people will get the right one after. Thoughts on chain GPT? I don't really have any thoughts on it. I could look at the chart if you want. If you give me the ticker. Yeah, the song is always the last one. That's the last one. When you do your taxes, how do you prove you held for a year? You could just, like, everything on the blockchain is public, like, you know, or it's available. It's available when you bought it. So that's it. Like, if you bought it on April 19th, 2023, like, you are good to go. And it will say that you bought it then. H-bar, 38 cents. As high as 88. AIOZ prediction. Please look on your exchange. Yeah, your exchange will tell you as well. We'll do a song. I'll do 5 more, and then we'll finish it off with a song. How about that? OZ. And the song, the winner gets 40,000 Sonic. Should I buy into the S&P 500? I'm not a financial advisor, but someone just asked me this question. They were new. So AIOZ got into price discovery and to me is working on the markdown phase as well. Someone just asked me this on my Facebook, actually, because they know me to be a personal friend of mine. They asked me to compare the ROI from Bitcoin to the S&P. So from 2008, which is when Bitcoin was created, the S&P is up 229%. From that same time, Bitcoin is up 131,622%. Quant prediction 1388. Daniel, you need to DM me that, fam, because I can't copy this on TikTok. You won, Daniel. That's correct. So just DM me that same thing, what you just did, and I will. You won 20,000. Thoughts on Richard Hart? Richard Hart is very controversial, and he's pretty annoying. And in that annoyingness, he does sometimes, a lot of times, he's very annoying. He's obnoxious, and also, like, two things can be true at once. He spits a lot of truth. Like, he says a lot of truth bombs about Bitcoin a lot of times as well. Play Peachers by Black Jack. Maybe. Well, typically what I do is I let you guys pick a category of music, and then I pick a song. Just did. All right, I got you after the live stream is over. Favorite AI projects? My favorite one is DNX, Delta November X-Ray. LCX prediction, I think it's at like $2. Fade the FUD. Pulse chain gonna bounce soon. Yeah, I mean, fade the FUD as long as it's, you know, as long as it's like not LCX type stuff. But yeah, I would say so. As long as it doesn't break like certain levels, yeah. Any advice on how to identify good buying zones on alts for a non-TA guy? How would you know Render or AVAX is current good buying zones? Their software or something? Ty, so I teach all this stuff on my Patreon for $9.99. I mean, I give away a lot of information for free. I answer any questions, but I have a full course for $9.99, not $900, just a cup of coffee. But to answer your question, this software that I'm using is called TradingView. TradingView is free, and I think I went over. Oh yeah, I went over it with MAGA. So this is my rule of thumb that has made me a lot of money. But essentially, you would pull a Fibonacci. And so the Fibonacci is the third one down. 1, 2, 3. I don't know if you can see it on my left screen. And then you have your Fibonacci, and then you just go from the high to the low. And then that's your fib pull, right? And then from there, my rule of thumb that has made me lots of money over the years, you combine the technicals with the fundamentals and the tokenomics. That's the important part. Like, it's not all technicals, but technicals is what I look for value in addition to good tokenomics and good fundamentals, right? Here's my rule of thumb. If it's below the 0.5, that is good to accumulate. If it's below the 236, that's a fire sale. If it is above the 0.5, you either hodl or start to conservatively de-risk. And if you get into new all-time highs, specifically, I like to use the 1618 as price discovery. That's when you start to take profit. That's my general rule of thumb that has made me lots of money over the years. Are we going sideways for the next several months? I think so. $2 for LCX. He is always talking about little... $69 as high as 97 cents. All right, guys, let's do the this is going to be the grand finale for, what did I say it was for? How much Sonic did I say? 40,000? $9 for Polygon. 40,000 Sonic. Let's do a song. This is going to be the grand finale. 40,000 Sonic. All right, you guys give me a Alex says LCX will go to $7. It's possible, but it would take multiple legs. It's not going to do it in one run. Like, anything is possible. AIOZ still has some time to work on accumulation. It's still in the markdown phase, in my opinion. All right, give me a category for music. Give me a category for music. We're going to do a 40,000 Sonic giveaway. Jazz, hip hop, metal, country. Funk. Country. 2 for country. All right, let's do country. All right, I got a song. Pretty basic song. I like this song, though. All right, let's pull this over here. I'm learning to play this on guitar, so that's why we're picking this song. All right, let's do... Whoopsies, that's me. All right, let's see. All right, so what we're going to do, I'm going to play 1 second. I'm going to play 1 second of this song. And whoever guesses it first wins 40,000 Sonic. And then I'm going to play the whole song. Are you guys ready? There you go. First person to get it gets 40,000 Sonic. Won't back down. It's not won't back down. It's kind of newer. It's not super new, but it's in the 20th century. Do you nope. Try again. All right, I'll do 1 more second. Don't Take the Girl. It's not Don't Take the Girl. It's a great song, though. You got to get that. All right, we'll play one more. Let me play the official. I'm just going to play it. Yep, it's Darius. It is Darius. For 40,000 song wagon wheel, Tim is the winner. Congratulations. 40,000 Sonic goes to you, Tim. Hit me up in the DMs, either on Telegram or on Instagram. We're going to play this song. Turn it down a little bit. All right, guys, make sure you like, subscribe, follow me on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube.